Good morning, journaling friends. This is Cheryl Ann. Today's Tuesday, October 16th. And I'm just going to do a process video this morning on how I journal in my own personal journal. This is my second one of the Sunset Western Garden journals that I made. I love this oversized format because I tend to write big and I'm all over the page, and if I had a smaller journal, I wouldn't be able to handle it like this. So I thought I'd start out by I've noticed a lot of people on the Facebook groups want to get started journaling, and they don't quite know how to begin. I do have a 9-part video series on tips for journaling, so that is in my YouTube videos. But I thought today I would just actually sit down and show you how I do mine. This is from October 2nd, and I talk a lot about the weather because, we can go from 95 degrees in the daytime to the 40s at night. So we have a really wide range. And this is about the hurricane that came up from the Gulf of Mexico. We got gorgeous clouds. Here's October 3rd. We had a storm cell move through the valley. Talk about the rain, and they got hail in Indio. I'm not one. I don't do art over mine. The only thing I might do, and I don't do it all the time, is I might add some fabric. Like this was talking about how Mammoth got its first snowfall of the year. So, I did want to add those. So I added those. And this was about the hail down in Indio. I left that one blank. I might go back and put something on that. This is October 6th. So you see, I don't journal every day. I might do it, a couple days a week, 3 days a week. This is about my visit to my horses. I have 4 horses, all rescues. So I talked about them and how I talked about the price of gasoline. $3.54 at Sam's Club, and then our Shell up at the corner yesterday when I drove by was $3.89. Now you have to understand, California has additional taxes thanks to our governor, and there is a ballot initiative in November to stop that because everybody's complaining. Okay, so here's October 9th. So that's 3 days later. I talk about the Cooper's hawk and the hummingbird feeder outside my window here, where I sit in my office. Then we go to October 11th. So that's 5 days. We got our mesquite trimmed. Now we have all this beautiful light in the front yard. I'm hoping everything will grow. Here's October 13th. The little verdants have returned, and I have a sock feeder full of the thistle seed out front, and they're out there now. I can see a couple of them. Again, about the we had a hurricane come in from the Pacific. That was Manuel, I think was the name of it, and it poured. We really got a lot of rain. So fortunately, I had run out and planted my hollyhock seeds before that, because we knew it was coming. We had like a 70% chance of rain, so I did that. And then here's October 14th. I talk about hearing the geese flying overhead. I heard them honking because the birds. We're in a bird migration route. They go down to the Salton Sea, and so we do get a lot of migrating geese and ducks and pelicans and things that go down to Mexico. And here I just added a little piece of fabric. I love this sparkly glitter one. So I'm getting ready to journal for today, and I may have to put this down and then come back. So I'll do that now. One thing I do is I always put the day and then the date. So I have both of them on there. Okay, so here's what I wrote today. I wrote about that it was 49 degrees on our front porch this morning. You know, for Southern California, that's pretty chilly, especially this early in October. And I talked about the snow at Big Bear. I had mentioned that in a previous video. It's still there. So they did get, it wasn't just a dusting of snow. They got measurable snow. And then I talked about how I raced out to plant my second crop of hollyhock seeds before the second storm. We had a storm a week ago Wednesday, and I was able to get my first crop planted. And then we knew this other storm was coming through because, you know, like I said, we had like a 50 to 70% chance of rain. So I knew from experience that if I got my seeds planted, they would sprout a lot faster with the natural water. Our water here in the desert is very alkaline, and everything just seems to love the natural rainwater. So I'm glad I got them planted. So, you know, this is just everyday things, very mundane. You know, I have my grandfather, my dad's dad. I have two of his journals from about 1904 to 1906. He talked about the price of corn. He talked about things in their shop. But you know, I have those now, and I feel like I really know him. You know, I only met him once when I was 4. But I feel like I really know him through his journals. So that's why I journal. I even have the next page ready to go. I found this fabric with mountains on it, and I thought, oh, you know, we don't have any rain or anything for the next 9 days. So I may have to come back to this page. But just, it's everyday thoughts and observations about the weather, the birds, what's going on in my yard with my plants and trees, and yeah, it's just everyday moments. So think about your everyday moments. If you have any questions or if you want any suggestions, please put those in the comments. I love to write. You know, I have 3 blogs in addition to my journals, so I do love to write. More so than speaking, believe it or not, even though I tend to ramble. And if I can help you in any way, please ask. Okay, until next time, I'll see you then.